We have a guest joining us this morning, Dr. M.V. Padma Srivastava, the Chief of Neurosciences Center at the Premier Institute AIIMS, joining us this morning. Many thanks, Doctor, for speaking to us. Dr. Srivastava, Covaxin phase 3 clinical trials have begun in AIIMS, and interestingly, you were amongst the first few to receive the first shot. Before we get into this in greater detail, just want to understand from you, hear from you, the first-hand experience. What exactly is it looking like as we speak?
Yeah, so it has actually been an honor. I didn't intend to be the first volunteer. It so happened, but it's a vaccine, by India, for India, of India. So that was great. It being in the race amongst the developed world and coming up to stage of phase 3 itself is an honor. So I'm not a vaccine expert, but then my institute has been in the forefront of, in fact, all aspects of COVID pandemic. So, and I got an opportunity to volunteer and be part of the science. So, in this scientific sort of, in this an RCT, so you don't know whether you received a placebo or you received a vaccine. But it's fine. You're part of the science. So, and the experience has been great. So there was no issues. There were no side effects. You're looking at me. I'm fine. I took the vaccine and then I went back to the hospital to get on to my usual work. So I thought it was an honor to be a part of science. I do not know what the results of the phase 3 would be. I hope they would be actually good, and we have this vaccine with us. So when you say that what has been the experience has been great, and it's been an honor to be part of that.
Oh, lovely. That's good to hear, Dr. Srivastava. In fact, we'll continue this conversation with you. Stay with us. Aneri, my colleague, is also joining us live, and we'll keep taking in a word from our reporters as well, because today, important day, the Prime Minister will be visiting 3 cities. He will be reviewing the COVID-19 vaccine status personally. Aneri, what exactly are you looking around, seeing around yourself? What are the preparations that are being made? Because the Prime Minister today will be visiting all important centers, all the 3 centers where the vaccine development is taking place, including Hyderabad.
Well, that's right. Now, when we see the Prime Minister Modi's tour, he is first going to go to Ahmedabad, and then from Ahmedabad he is going to come to Hyderabad at around 1:30, and he is directly going to visit Bharat Biotech factory, where he will be landing in Hyderabad at around 1 p.m. At Hakimpet Air Base, and from there his convoy will directly leave for Bharat Biotech, and there he will be reviewing the situation and how the preparation for vaccine is being taken up, and what is the procedure which is going on. He will be taking up all the reviews at Bharat Biotech, and then it's a one hour visit to Bharat Biotech, and then he will directly leave back to Hakimpet Air Base, and then from there he will be going to Pune for Serum Institute of Medical Sciences, where again he will be on the review of COVID vaccine. Well, as we all know, everyone is eagerly waiting for COVID vaccine, as the number of cases have been increasing day by day, and also at the same time we have been seeing situation turning worse. In some states we have been seeing that the COVID wave is turned out into a second wave as well. But yes, when we speak about Telangana, the situation is pretty much under control. As we see, there are around 12 to 13,000 cases currently active, and total number of cases have crossed the mark of 2,65,000 in the state of Telangana. But Andhra Pradesh is at the same time increasing the numbers as we.
Aneri, we'll keep coming back to you. You're reporting from Hyderabad, where the Prime Minister will be visiting today to really understand what exactly is going on as far as the COVID vaccine status there is concerned. Dr. Srivastava, it's a good day to have this conversation with you. We're focusing on the Prime Minister's visit as well. Just a few days back, he spoke with several chief ministers, also spoke of what really needs to be planned going forward, how cold storage facilities also need to be prepared in advance. So we need to be well prepared if the vaccine and when the vaccine arrives. Do you think we're headed in the right direction? What do you have to say about the progress we've made so far?
I think it's been tremendous and absolutely in the right direction, because the emphasis on those vaccines which don't require too much of, the the cold storage issues like -70, -80, and so on and so forth, which would be a challenge in our part of the world. In fact, it's a challenge anywhere in the world, I guess. And the vaccines which are being indigenously made don't have to be that. It's similar to the vaccines that we have in the past, which are being done, the usual flu vaccines as well. So, and I think the right direction is not just in terms of a cold storage, it's also the blueprints which are being made, which are being designed, and which are being, I think, from the grassroots up to the top. It's a top-down approach, looking at every aspect of from where it would be, where it would go, and what would be the blueprint at in the interiors of the society where it matters. So I think the blueprints which are being made under the direction of our Honorable Prime Minister, the Niti Aayog, the Indian Council of Medical Research, and all the huge medical institutes which are involved, I think it's a huge connect. And the network, I think, is working beautifully well. Of course, it would remain a challenge, but I think we are gearing up for it. I'm really excited at a personal level at what's happening. Yes.
Yes. And 5 vaccines are at the advanced development stage. So very interesting developments that we're looking at day in and out. And Dr. Srivastava, if we could just break down how several states are also gearing up for the vaccine. For example, Karnataka gearing up for it. They're looking at distribution via digital ID. Uttar Pradesh is looking at cold chain infra and training COVID vaccinators. So several of those states now headed in that direction. So we're all prepared. Once the vaccine arrives, what next? Distribution, storage, and more importantly, transportation as well. Those are the challenges that we need to focus on next.
Yes, absolutely. You, in fact, summed it up so beautifully. Absolutely, that's the way it is. And also the prioritization. And I guess, yes, prioritization has already been done. You have the healthcare workers, you have the frontline workers. But I guess even the timeline between, the first phase as to the phase 2, getting down into the community should also be, I guess, there shouldn't be too much of a lag, because people would get restless. If you have the vaccine released and it's there, and you're getting certain parts of the geographical areas and parts of professions getting it, the others would also be restless to get it fast. So I think the lag periods also shouldn't be too much. And the government and as well as the admin is, I think, taking cognizance of this fact, because it's human nature that you have a vaccine launch and somebody is getting it and you also want to get it. So I think even those aspects are also being looked into. And that's the reason these blueprints need to be well in place before something gets launched and say, let's go. Yeah.
And Dr. Srivastava, many thanks for speaking to us this morning, and you could certainly be a part of the history. Thank you for sharing that wonderful experience as well. Today being an important day, the Prime Minister will personally review the vaccine candidate status, and thank you for speaking to us. Hope to speak to you soon again on the same.
So much. Thank you so much.